Oh, my upper lip is sweating. I always sit down and have like a sweaty upper lip. It's just like without fail. Oh my gosh, my armpits are so sweaty. Also, what the fuck is going on with my hair? It looks really crazy. I'm trying to get better at YouTubing. Oh my God, I thought I almost just spilt my coffee all over the floor. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. So today I thought I would give you guys a little bit of a life update, what life is like in Mark and I's life after moving out of a house that floods. I know that a lot of you guys are interested in this type of thing and I haven't done one in a while, so I thought that I would, you know, feel your interest. Sometimes it's fun to just sit down and talk, and I always get comments from you guys saying that you love these videos where we just talk and then it feels like you're hanging out with a friend. So here we are today, folks, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Before I get into it, make sure you guys click thumbs up on this video. It really helps my content out so much when you guys do that. It helps my videos get seen, and honestly, I rely heavily on my subscribers to help my content get out there because YouTube doesn't do that great of a job recommending me without you. So if you guys would take a second to do that, it's totally free, and it would make my heart swell up 3 times its original size. That's a big heart. So before I get into this video, I actually went and got tested for COVID yesterday. So I'm still feeling really fatigued. That's my only symptom I really have at this moment of COVID. I had a lot more earlier in the week, which I'll talk to you guys about later on in this video. But I just went and got tested for that yesterday because I wasn't feeling well all week. Today I'm feeling a lot better. I am a little bit fatigued though, so my energy levels are not gonna be up to par with my last video that I did. I can assure you of that. If I talk too much, I start getting a little congested and kind of getting a headache. So hopefully by the end of this video, I feel okay. We'll see how it goes. I've been so overwhelmingly exhausted, but I'm trying to get on a better schedule with my channel. I used to be on a really good one where I would upload like 2 to 3 times a week, occasionally once, but I would try and keep up with it pretty well. You know, once we moved into the house and everything went wrong, I kind of got off of that and I stopped uploading as much, and that's kind of like where I've been at, and I'm really trying to fix it. I don't have like set days that I'm gonna upload them yet, but I'm trying to get them uploaded at some point from Monday through Friday, and then maybe later on we'll have like set days. Normally at our jobs, if we were feeling sick, we would have to go to work. If it was just like a cold, like you can't just call in sick every time you get a little sniffle, obviously when COVID's not happening. So I'm trying to treat my YouTube channel like that. Like I need to be posting more, I need to be interacting with you guys more on here, and I'm trying to get back on track. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that later as well, because I do have, you know, some things I wanted to tell you guys that have been greatly helping me, like eliminating from my life. Let's focus on the house situation right now and talking to you guys about that, because there has been massive changes in our lives, and it's crazy how quickly we've gotten used to being in this new environment that we love so much. Like we love our apartment. Unfortunately, the apartment is more expensive than the house was, which is crazy because it's smaller and it's an apartment. So, you know, there's pros and cons to that, which if you guys want a pros and cons video from living in an apartment and living in a house, since I've done both now, definitely let me know down below. So basically there has been a lot of changes. Now, if you are unaware of my previous videos, if somehow you haven't watched any of those, I did a video, I think now it's 5 months ago. I'm losing track of time because 2020 has been so crazy, but I did a video about mine and my fiance's house that we moved into that flooded, and it was basically a whole ass scam. The sellers lied to us and told us that there was no flooding problems on the disclosure form, so we bought it, didn't get flood insurance because we didn't think we needed it, and then within months of living there, like it had already started flooding. It was a massive problem, and it caused a lot of mental health issues, physical health issues, just tons of things went wrong in our life. We lost 2 cats in there that had symptoms of black mold poisoning. The whole playlist with every other video I've done about this will be linked down below if you are kind of in the dark about it and you don't know what I'm talking about. But I know that a lot of you guys in my last video were talking about how my energy is so different, how I seem like I'm in such a better headspace, and how happy you guys are for me. And I am truly so glad that that is reflecting to you guys, like on camera, that I'm in a much much better headspace. Obviously, I still have my own personal struggles that are completely separate from living in those awful conditions that we were living in. But the fact that it is being translated through the screen to you guys, that my life is so much better now, makes me just feel so grateful. The massive changes in the way that it was living in the house that flooded versus living in this apartment is obviously the fact that it doesn't flood. So we haven't had to worry about when it starts raining, like picking everything up. I've been able to decorate. I can leave stuff on the floor. Like, I'm not worried about buying new furniture that have like wooden legs and that getting like damaged. Like, it's absolutely incredible. And actually, I woke up this morning to thunder and I'm still having like flashbacks. I'm still having, you know, little symptoms of PTSD where like it starts raining or I hear thunder or I see lightning and I get this initial panic feeling thinking that I need to be doing something. Like, I need to go look out the window, or I need to look at the radar and see how big the storm is, or I need to pick stuff up and start stacking everything. But obviously, logically, I know I don't have to do that anymore because we're no longer in there, but there is like the after effects on my mind from it. So I still have the initial thoughts, and every time it rains or thunders, I think about the house instantly. I'll get like an image in my head of like the water rushing through. That's something that's still happening, but obviously it has been refreshing to be able to, you know, the fact that it rained this morning and it's rainy outside and there was no mess to clean up, and we're not on the first floor of our apartment complex. And yes, that was purposefully done because I was afraid if we moved into an apartment and got like a bottom floor that I would have way more paranoia than I have right now, because it's gonna have to rain like the Great Flood in order for, you know, this apartment to get water in it. Unfortunately, I do still get nightmares on occasion from it, which is the weirdest thing. Like, I knew that I wasn't gonna be like in a perfect headspace once we got out of there, but I definitely didn't expect that I was gonna like dream about the house as often as I do. I actually had a dream about 5 days ago where me and Mark, for some reason, were in the house and some of our furniture was still in there, and we were trying to like get stuff off the walls that we left before the new owners came back in. It took up a lot of my brain energy for a couple years, so you know, obviously it's going to be something that I have to get used to not having to think about, but that's obviously been odd. But you know, number one, we don't have to worry about the rain anymore. I used to love rain, I used to love storms, and I don't love it the way that I used to because it brings back trauma every time it happens. But it is nice to know that we don't have to worry about the things that we just had to worry about literally like 5 months ago. We were worrying about it, you know? Like, it's crazy how quickly you adapt to new situations in your life, and how we've been living here for just a few months now, yet it's already normal feeling to be where we're at, and the newness of the apartment is already wore off, and I feel like this is our home now, and it's cozy and it's cute. Actually, another thing that has changed is I feel more humbled than I've ever felt in my life. The other night, Mark and I were talking about some stressors that we had in our life, that like just little things that were stressing us out and making us feel frustrated. And we were talking about it for probably about a half hour before something clicked in my head and I realized what we were doing. And I was like, wow, like why are we giving this our energy right now? And what it was that I realized that now that we were out of that awful situation and we weren't having to live in that anymore, that now that we didn't have anything else to preoccupy our minds, that we were finding ourselves getting wrapped up in other stressful things that in the grand scheme of things literally does not matter. I said, we need to think about what we just got out of. We need to think about what our life was like at the beginning of the year and how we felt stuck, how we felt like we literally were gonna have to live there forever. That was such an awful feeling. And when we were in the house, anytime there was a petty issue, we'd always be like, we don't have fucking time for these petty issues that don't matter, these stupid things that are literally minuscule when we're living in a situation where the outside elements are coming into our home and we can't even live our life. Like, we just didn't have time to deal with stupid petty shit. And I told him, I was like, we got out of a crazy situation, like we did that, like we got out of there, we got ourselves into a better situation, we should be thankful. And we shouldn't be sitting here complaining about little things that don't matter whenever we were just in that. And so I feel like that's another thing that has changed, is that I have now gone through something that was more difficult than any other situation that I've ever gone through. And it made me realize that there are certain problems that are handed to us by life, unfortunately, and then there are certain problems that we create ourselves, or we allow others to create and don't, set boundaries with. And those types of problems need to go. And you might have some in your life and not even realize that the problem that you have, you're creating, or you're allowing to affect you negatively, when you could just focus on something else and do something better with your time. Because there are definitely situations that you could get into your life, and I'm sure some of you guys are currently in them. In certain situations you can't do anything about. You're stuck in it, or it feels like you are, or it's something that is literally without of your control, that's just happening to you. And those are the types of problems that deserve the focus and deserve your energy to help you create a better situation. All that petty stuff that we create in a normal daily life, where we're like, this person said this on Twitter, or this person subtweeted, or I got into a fight with my sister today, or I'm not feeling like I'm in a good mood today, so I'm gonna walk around like a tornado and ruin everybody else's mood around me. Things like that are so ridiculous, and I feel like I have just never in my life come to this realization that certain things are literally not worth my time. They're not worth my energy. I should be happy and I should be thankful. And I think that if I hadn't gone through what I did with the house, if we hadn't been in that, I may not be where I'm at now, where Mark and I were having that discussion, and then it just hit me, and then I helped us both realize in that moment, wow, we should be talking about something else. We should be doing something else right now, because this is not important. So I think it's made me more humble. I feel more educated on house situations. I feel like I could give anybody advice when they're going and looking to purchase a house. I'm not the smartest cookie in the cookie jar with every situation, and there's obviously, we can always learn more about everything, and we don't, none of us know everything, but I feel like when it comes to home buying, I am so much more educated now than I was then. And I feel like it's something that can be useful for me to help others. And so far we have, there's some of you guys, and I hope you guys are watching this video. If you are, hello. There has been some of you guys that have reached out to me and said that Mark and I sharing what happened to us helped them realize we need to get a different realtor, or we need to have multiple inspectors, or people have gone to look at a house that they were gonna buy while it was raining because of my video and found problems. Things like that make Mark and I both feel like, wow, if we had to go through that to help multiple other people not go through that, I wouldn't take it back for a thing. Now, one thing I did want to talk about is I wanted to talk about Mark and I's health, because while we lived in the house, we were going through a lot of health struggles. One of mine in particular was my arms. This was horribly awful, but when I lived in there, I broke out in this massive rash all up my arms, and I even got it under my armpits, and it went all the way down my side, and it made me feel disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. It made me feel like I was dirty, and I felt like I couldn't get clean enough because I had these bumps all over my body, and I believe it was from black mold. Something that's changed since we moved out of that house is my rash has almost completely cleared up. I do still have a little bit of bumps here and there. It has gotten drastically better. And now the reason why I think I do still have a little bit of residual effects from that is that when you're breathing in black mold spores for a period of time, it gets in your system and it doesn't just go away. You have to do things to make it go away. Like, I had a friend reach out to me and tell me about charcoal pills that can kill the black mold spores that you could have breathed in. But other than that, like, Mark and I have been in a drastically better place as far as like our respiratory systems. We were like, Mark was getting allergies all the time in that house. That's gone. Our cats, oh my God, this is another thing that has changed from living in there versus living in here. Like, our cats are completely different. One of ours, Anna, this was really bad, but while we lived in there, she was breathing really, really weird. Like, she was breathing very loud and she would just be sitting there and you could hear every breath that she took and it just didn't sound right. And we did take her to the vet for it and they didn't really act like it was strange or that there were any issues. Is another reoccurring thing I've noticed is that when we take our cats to the vet, they don't really seem to know jack shit about cats. With Anna, like, her breathing, she doesn't do that anymore. It's like, it's night and day difference in the way our cats act. Our other cat, Luna, she was throwing up all the time, not throwing up at all anymore. Overall, I am just so thankful. I feel like life is so different and it's only been a few months. I feel like I need to always remind myself to stay humble and to stay thankful, because that was something I wouldn't wish on anyone. Definitely changed like my opinion on apartments, because the apartment I lived in before this one, I was like, we're never moving into an apartment again. And then we moved into the house and I'm like, we're never buying a house again. So now I'm at this place where it's like, you know, starting a family in an apartment sounds a lot better than starting a family in a house that like floods or that like has like a major problem and it's totally on you to fix it yourself. Another thing that has gotten better that I couldn't have expected, the last thing that I want to mention, is it brought so many of you guys to my channel. And I was struggling with my channel for a long time and I was feeling very down about myself and I was feeling like I wasn't good enough and that my content wasn't good enough. I was feeling like people didn't care. I also felt really stuck in a paranormal rut, like I had to always make paranormal content, which I did not want to do anymore. I was getting very, very bored of doing the same thing all the time, and it wasn't a community that I wanted to be a part of anymore, and I felt like stuck. I didn't know how to get out of it because YouTube's my job. If I just went straight from paranormal content to other content, my views would have dropped and it would have just been a financial hit, and it was something I couldn't do, so I felt very stuck in what I was doing. You guys made my first video I made about our flood go kind of viral. It almost got 1 million. I was hoping it would hit 1 million because I've never had a video hit 1 million on my channel, and it didn't, but it's totally fine. It got really, really close to that before the views stopped, and it was thanks to you guys sharing it. I've gotten almost 30,000 new subscribers. And I've had a ton of new viewers that have my notifications turned on. You guys have been watching all my videos. My views have been doing better than they were before that video. And it's given me more confidence. It's made me realize that like I can do whatever I want on the internet. And yeah, there's gonna be some people that don't like it, but you know, there's gonna be people out there that hopefully will find my content that do like it. And it's made me feel more confident in my ability to change my content into a place that I've wanted it to be at for a while, and it's there. I feel like I can post whatever I want now and I don't feel stressed about it. Even if we had to go through that awful situation, that it did bring us together. It helped me meet you guys and you guys to find me, and I am grateful for that. And I'm so grateful to those of you that don't just like me for my flood content, but that you guys watch my other stuff and you've stuck around and given me a chance, and you've taken the time to get to know me and not just know me for, you know, that traumatic life situation that we went through. I'm just so eternally grateful to that. And it kind of brings me into some other life updates that I wanted to give you guys. It kind of relates with that a little bit. One of the things that I had been struggling with a lot on my channel was motivation. When I lived in that house, it really did kill my motivation. I felt like crap all the time, and you know, how are you supposed to feel motivated to freaking film a video when you live in such a disgusting, horrendous environment? But I have since gotten myself to a better headspace with my channel. I realized that I was viewing things in a toxic way. I realized I had a toxic relationship with social media is what I'm trying to say. And watching The Social Dilemma on Netflix really did help me realize that. I was putting my worth in numbers. I was finding myself getting on my YouTube Analytics app, which if you don't do YouTube and you don't know what that is, it's basically an app for YouTube creators where you can look at your stats, you can look at the views, you can see what videos are making, you know, what amount of money and what your overall monthly income is. You can see there's like a new ranking system that they added on there where it'll tell you what your video ranks at. So it'll show you the top 1 through 10 videos. And I was so obsessed with looking at that and getting incredibly disheartened and discouraged and disappointed because I would get on there and I would upload a video and it would show it was ranking number 9 in views, and I would be like, why is it not doing better? Like, why is it not up there with these videos? And I was feeling like that meant that you guys didn't like it or that you guys didn't want that for me. And I was just so focused on what this YouTube analytic app was telling me that you guys wanted instead of just doing what I wanted. One thing that I did that has drastically helped me a lot, and it's the reason why I've been posting more content, is I realized I needed to delete that app. I needed to delete it and stop looking at it because it was making me feel like I wasn't good enough. What I did in order for me to keep track of, you know, what's important on that app, because there are some things that I do need to know, I just let Mark have it on his phone and he'll check it for me and he'll let me know if I'm doing okay that month or if maybe I need to put out another video in order for, you know, us to pay our bills. He's going to basically be like my manager when it comes to that. Like, he's gonna keep tabs on that. And it's helped me out a lot because instead of me going to my YouTube analytic app and seeing all the negative spam comments, I have certain words that are blocked. So if you guys say them, it'll go into a separate folder for me to review. I'm not seeing that anymore. He sees it, he deletes it. If he sees a negative comment, he deletes it. And it has helped me out so much with my mental state when it comes to my channel. It completely changed my relationship with my channel and with you guys, because I'm still getting on here and reading comments by going to the actual YouTube app and then going to my video and scrolling down and reading your comments and responding to them. And that's the most important thing to me. That's the thing that I think I should be focusing on, is interacting with you guys. And so that's helped me out a lot because I'm still able to read your comments, I'm still able to communicate with you guys, but I'm not seeing that like ranking system that YouTube added in there that is so toxic for my mental health, and it also ruins my creative ability. It makes me feel like I'm not doing good enough. So totally gotten rid of that, which has helped me out like crazy. And also I noticed that I was like using other social media like obsessively, or thinking that just because I did YouTube meant that I needed to be active on Instagram and Twitter and every single social media app that I had, that I needed to be interacting on it or that my videos weren't gonna do well. And I realized that that logic actually made no sense, because most of my viewers aren't on Twitter, you aren't on Instagram. Like, some of you guys are, but most of you guys are on YouTube. And so what it was doing, getting on all those other apps constantly, was it was sucking me in, and it was getting me constantly looking at what other people were saying, what other people were doing, instead of staying in my own lane and focusing on what I'm doing. Therefore, giving my bigger viewer base more content, because I'm not wasting my time scrolling for an hour on Twitter when I wake up. You know what I mean? Watching The Social Dilemma definitely made me realize that I was doing that, and that even though I have like a pretty good head on my shoulders and I'm aware that social media is there to pull you in and to get you distracted, and it's feeding you what it thinks that you want to keep you on it longer, even though I knew that was happening, I was still allowing it to happen. Once I did my 48 hours with no social media, which I will link up there if you guys didn't watch it, definitely watch that video. It was more of like a vlog style, so you guys get to see more of my life and stuff like that, and it was fun. It was a fun video. It made me realize that wow, like I didn't think that shit like Twitter was affecting me, but now that I'm not using it, I'm realizing I'm more motivated. I'm grabbing my camera more to film because I'm kind of bored because I'm not on Twitter all day. I think a lot of us do that and don't even realize it. I feel like I'm getting to a better place with my content and with you guys. I'm just filming what I want to film. I'm not looking at this stupid ranking system, so I feel like I've been more myself. I feel like I have more ideas because I'm not worrying about everything else and worrying about stupid shit like fucking views, because listen, even if I got 1,000 views on a video, I can't fit 1,000 people in my apartment. That's a lot of people. And I feel like when we're on social media, we're constantly looking at numbers and we're comparing and this and that we forget that the amount of people that are watching these smaller channels is a lot of people. We're just comparing it to the millions. But basically what I'm saying is I feel like social media has turned a lot of people into narcissists, and I don't want to be a narcissist. I realized I was kind of being more obsessed with these things than I should be, and it has made everything in my life so much easier. You know, eliminating it. Right now, I'm just focusing on YouTube. I'm putting more into what it is that I'm doing because I'm not trying to be a jack of all trades. I'm trying to be all in the thing that I'm focused on instead of doing this, doing this, doing this, doing this, doing this, and then only half-assing everything because I'm trying to do so many things. When you try and do like a million things at once, you are only putting in like a certain percentage of your worth into it. You're only putting in a certain percentage of what you're actually capable of into it because you're doing so many different things. But if you put your all into one thing, you enjoy it more. And so that's definitely been a positive thing. Expect at least 2 videos from me a week. That's something that I can guarantee you guys, unless there's some sort of bad thing that happens in our lives, which after 2020, let's keep our fingers crossed that that doesn't happen. Overall, I'm in a better headspace with my channel and content, and I'm really excited about it. But if you guys would, I would love it if you would leave me comments down below with the 2 days out of the week that you sit down to watch YouTube videos. Like, what are 2 days that you know that you sit down to watch, and also what times do you sit down to watch videos? I'm curious because this will actually help me know when are the best times to upload, when it is that you guys are on the app. Because if y'all are anything like me, sometimes I will get on YouTube and there has not been a new video since the previous day, and I'm like, why are none of my favorite YouTubers uploading today? Like, I need something to watch. So I'm just curious if you guys deal with that sometimes too, if there's days where you want more videos than what's on your feed. Like, when do you like to watch content is what I'm asking. And also, going off of that, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about why I went and got tested for COVID yesterday, just to wrap this video up. So it was Wednesday or Thursday, I started having COVID symptoms. I started getting like really fatigued. I had a runny nose and I had a crashing headache. My head has not hurt that bad in so long. And I would have like symptoms that were like off and on. This wasn't constant all at once. Like, all of these symptoms weren't all on the same day at the same time. It was just little things here and there. Like, I got a lot of mucus in my throat one day, and then another day I had a tickle in my throat and it was making me cough. The worst symptom that I was having was fatigue, like really bad, not normal fatigue. Like, I do not take naps. I actually have trouble falling asleep in general, but there was this one day where I was sitting on the couch with Mark and my eyes were shutting on me. Like, I could not keep them open and I felt so shitty. Like, it was bad. And also, I lost my like taste, not completely, but things would taste really weird. Like, I was trying to eat this avocado chocolate mint ice cream that I like, and the mint was almost non-existent in it, and it tasted like I was eating like ice that was the texture of ice cream. It was so weird. And the chocolate chips didn't taste like chocolate, they just crunched. It was the strangest thing. So obviously all of these things are COVID symptoms, and the way that I feel, especially with everything that's going on, if you're having even one symptom of COVID, you should go get tested. You should stay home. Like, I don't like when people get sick in 2020 and like continue to go out, because there is this chance you could have it and you're spreading it to people, and it just greatly bothers me. So the second that I was even having the tiniest of symptoms, like, I called and made an appointment to go get tested, and unfortunately they couldn't get me in right away, so I had to wait out the entire weekend to get in. So yesterday I was able to take the test. And also for anybody who's like scared of like taking a COVID test or you're worried about it, it was not that bad. Like it's nothing to worry about. It's definitely so much better than potentially getting someone else sick and killing them. I'll definitely tell you that. I just had to put the swab up my nose and like spin it around for a few seconds and wait till they told me to switch it, and then put it in the other one and spin it around. And it only went to about right here. And the worst thing that happened was that it tickled like crazy and it made my eyes water and it made me cough. That's it. Like it was not that bad. It was a little bit, obviously you don't want something up in your nose. It feels a little weird, but it was not bad. Definitely, if you're having any symptoms at all, just go get tested and stay home, because the reason why we're not able to get back to our normal life today is because no one is taking this seriously, or people get sick and they think, oh, it's just this, and then they go out anyways. No, like we have to get rid of this. I'm sick of wearing masks. I'm sure you guys are. I'm sick of not being able to go to the movies. I'm sure you guys are. So we have to get better about this, guys. We have to be more responsible. But my test results are gonna take 3 to 5 days, so I don't know. If I have it still, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. I'm probably gonna update you guys in my video that I'm gonna film like a week in my life, because it'll be at some point within there that I get updated on it. So make sure you guys check that video out when it comes up. I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that and if I have it, but I'm not leaving my house until I know for sure. And obviously if I do have it, it's gonna really suck because I'm not gonna get to do anything for Halloween, which wasn't really doing anything anyways, but like I can't see any of my friends or anything like that, so that'll suck. But I'll keep you guys updated. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I didn't really have anything else that I wanted to say. I just wanted to give you guys an update on life, what things are like now, and to thank you guys for being here, and to let you guys know that I'm gonna have a schedule of 2 videos a week. I'm so excited about it. I hope you guys are too. If you guys are excited that I'm gonna be uploading more, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps motivate me. I love it, and I love when you guys comment down below. I always try to heart your comment or respond as much as I can, because I mean, I get to do this because of you guys, so you guys definitely deserve recognition and to see that I'm thankful for you. So, oh my God, I just spilled coffee on the floor, which is what I was trying not to do at the beginning of this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Shit.